Thank you for coming. Okay.
Hey, good to have you, Chan. And this is the last time we touched base in 2020 before the MCO starts, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We talked a lot during the day, and we have some wine session and Bangsa. So we thought of why not having the session, a small session at our office. And thanks for coming here today.
No problem. It's always my pleasure to share my experience. I always believe in life, if we don't contribute back to the society, what we have learned is, I would say, meaningless. Why? Because when every one of us one day will leave this world anyway. Now, over the years, our experience that we have acquired over the years, there are a lot of sinful hao team, all these things are. Now, all this experience, if you don't share out, to me is totally a waste. We work so hard to acquire experience, knowledge, then we have to share. So that is my principle. And I always tell all the universities, schools, no matter how busy I am, I always got time for students. That's why I was appointed adjunct professor for UKM. And I do a lot of lecturing for Ta UC, now Sunway University want me to actually share my experience and also to actually lecture them on entrepreneurship. So I hope my thoughts of sharing or giving back to the society, one day you guys, I really hope you all will do the same. Because the more we share our knowledge, this knowledge becomes useful only when other people gain the knowledge that we have gained over the years. Right? Hopefully all of you become seafood one day. So, how should we start now? You straight away tell my story.
Yeah, sorry. Like what you told me.
Okay. My story,
I will give you some stick picks to them.
Okay, my story is, you want to know when I was young or you want to know how I started my business? Right? Okay, I was born in a very poor family, right? And one day, it all started when I was in Form 1. You know, being poor, our daily objective is to look for food to eat, to fill our stomach. So during my younger days, when you are born poor, we are being taught by the society that how to network with people. That's why I believe my networking skill, actually, I started learning about networking skill when I was very young. And that skill become better and better over the years, right? Like smiling to people. It's automatically I can just smile. And automatically I can speak to you whatever lingo. And personally, I always believe I must learn your language. That's why when I started business in Thailand, I sa Thai nik noi. You have to learn a little bit. You see, straight away you break the ice. I speak very good Bahasa Indonesia, right? Of course, English. I speak Hokkien, tampo lah. Then Teochew and all this. So this is the skill that we continue to learn, and I always want to share all this skill and knowledge to people, right? So if you want to know certain thing, please interrupt me and ask me question. To me, I will keep on talking. But if you want to learn some very specific concept, idea, or knowledge, just interrupt and ask me, right? So over the years, being poor to me now is also a blessing. Why? Because when you are poor, you will work very hard automatically, right? And you will never give up. Why people like us never give up on things easily? Because when we were young, can you give up not to eat for the day? So we must get something to eat for the day. You see, the fire in us to acquire food is so strong that every day we must get free food, right? I'll give you one example. In my kampong in Oakland Road, there's one Bai family, right? There's one Bai family. The first house is the Bai family. And you know Bai, at 4 o'clock, sure have tea session. They drink tea, sure got biscuit, right? That time I remember maybe my age was like 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. So I make sure every day I make the Bai family happy, right? Why? Because I know I'm going to have a teh tarik as well as some biscuit. Now, how to make them happy? Is always offer your help to clean the house or whatever. As long as you offer with good intention, people can actually feel your good intention. And to me, this kind of energy is very powerful. We must continue to pass on this kind of positive energy, right? So because of that, I get what I want. Now, surprisingly, after 30 over years, I got to know the same family, the youngest daughter, right? And he is my partner wife after 30 over years. So in life, you must believe it's always a cycle. So you do good thing will come to you. You do bad thing will come to you. So my principle is I never want to do something that make people misery or make people feel bad, make people sad. Because of that, I want to be happy. If you continue to take advantage of people, one day people will take advantage on you. So whatever you do, it will come back to you. Some people might call it karma, right? So that is my short story about being poor, and now it's a blessing. So I still remember last time when we were young, getting into bus is already a success story to start off. You know, during our time to take bus, like Dongfeng bus, Four Hub bus, hey, if you want to queue up to go inside the bus, you might need to wait for another bus. Because so many people want to go into the bus. And the bus capacity is limited. So we are literally flying to inside the bus one. Climb through the back door, the emergency door, and all these things. See, all these things, these are what we learn on the street. And what we learn on the street is a very important tool for us to use in the future. Whether you want to do business, whether you want to, further your study or whatever you do, these are the tools that actually help us a lot, right? Now, let me share with you how my life changed. Being poor for so long, sometimes so very boring, very fed up. It all started from the last day. I was rotan by my maths teacher, Mrs. Tang. And you know, it's a co-ed school, got ladies. So kena rotan is actually very malu also. And I like one girl. I like one girl. And being rotan, I feel so ashamed. And the moment the bell rang, you think Carl Lewis can run so fast? I run faster than Carl Lewis. Gone away. Because of so ashamed. Why? I never passed my exam before. People take time to study. I take time to steal rambutan. I take time to do networking so that I can have my teh tarik and so on and so forth. Right? So because of that, I still remember when I reached home, very hungry. Remember I told you I have to climb the bus, not line up to enter the bus. So when I reached home, I looked at the dining table. I thought my mom forgotten to cook. Actually, it's not forgotten to cook, it's nothing to cook. So I searched the whole house, and I stay in those squatters. Right? So I managed to find like 15 cents. That time I think we can buy a packet of Maggi mee. So after eating the Maggi mee, you know the soup, I mix with all those leftover rice, fan jiu, and mix it and at least make my stomach full. Like Newton sleep under an apple tree, I sleep under a mango tree. Not that I want to follow Newton, it's just that my house, you know, with zinc, squatter house, it's like sauna. If I sleep inside my house, I normally sleep on the floor, right? Now, then when I woke up, of course, I woke up and the time was, you know, the Malay 7 o'clock sembahyang, called what, Maghrib or Azan. So I woke up, then I just asked myself, why am I so screwed up? Right? And that time, I made my first decision. I decided not to be poor anymore. Now, the power of making decisions is very important. Why? The moment I make that decision, the inside me, the inner self of me, came out, and I asked myself, if I don't want to be poor, I want to earn good income. How to earn good income? I must have a good education. I must have a degree. So how to enter a local U? Last time, during our time, if we want to study our degree, we only got one option only. It's the public university. Why? Because no way our parents can even send us to overseas, right? And public university, you know how much is a public university tuition fees during my time? You want to make a guess? One semester is only 500 ringgit. 1 year, we only spend 1,000, right? Now, even that, my mom also cannot afford. So, I asked myself, if I want to enter a local university, I must get what? Good results. In order to get good results, I must what? Study. And straight away, I went back inside my house. I took all the exercise book and I started with mathematics first. Why I started with mathematics? Because the one who rotten me is my maths teacher. Right? So I start to do all the past year questions. Now, guess what? From Form 2 onwards, I was top student all the way. Sometimes we must ask ourselves, being poor not necessarily you are stupid. Right? It's just that we don't have this opportunity to study only. So the moment your inner self came out, you are a very different person because you want to change. Not that people force you to change, people encourage you to change, the teacher want you to change. Right? The moment whatever you do is from your inner self, I can tell you your success is almost for sure. Because anything from your inner self, you will never, in your mind, you will never even think of quitting. You will never even think of whatever you do worth it or not. Because your inner self will tell you this is what you want to do and it's worth everything. Right? So that's me. I study very hard. I make sure all my subjects I did very well. That's why I was top student, SRP, then SPM, of course STPM, and even in universities, right? I also study very hard. Now, in my journey, I also learned one thing. Life was never fair to me. Never was, never is, and never will be. Now, to me, these thoughts are so powerful. The moment I accept life never fair to me, never is, and never going to be, what will happen to you? If you accept that life never fair to you, you will never complain. Will you complain? Those who complain is because they always say that life is not fair to me. Why the guy is driving a Mercedes, I'm driving a motorbike, right? Why he's so handsome, why I'm not handsome? You have to accept life never fair to you, never was, never is, and never will be. Then, what you're going to do is, you will ask yourself, number one, you are not comparing. Number two, you don't complain. Number three, you'll be very humble. Because why? You are like a sponge, hungry for knowledge. When you are so hungry, your hunger for knowledge is so strong, whatever people share to you, you will learn, you will pay attention, right? Over the years, I managed to pick up good points. But I always believe that I can learn from everybody, including even a sweeper, even a tea lady, even a janitor. Never underestimate human being, because human being is so powerful. Everybody have their own strength here, their knowledge. It's just that sometimes their life is not being exposed on. You have been hearing a lot of rag to riches and all this, right? Because the moment human being, our brain, our mind power being unlocked, you become a very different person, right? So that's me. That's why whatever I do, as long you accept yourself, life never fair to you, you will continue to learn. You will continue to innovate, you continue to grow. That's very important. You see, if we don't grow, if we don't grow our mind, don't physically don't grow and all this, at the end of the day, if we stop growing, then we start declining. Simple as that. Even our human mind, if you don't grow, it will decline, right? So my story is, what I want to share is, when you continue to grow, you continue to share with people, then you will enjoy your journey. When Adrian asked me to share, I have no problem. To me, whether I'm sharing with one person, two person, or even video recording and all these things, because all this, I know somebody can actually learn from my sharing today. To me, as long as I can change one person, I'll become very happy already, right? So that's me, and my first decision is I decided not to be poor, and in a very early age, I learned the principle of life never fair to me. You see how life never fair to me. Let me share with you. When I was young, I was so poor, don't even have food. Then I did very well in my study. I entered university. Being a top student, I supposed to able to choose the subject or the majoring of my degree. But life never fair to me. The new dean of my faculty is for mathematics. And he take all the Chinese top students to major in mathematics. In UKM quantitative studies, there are four major: statistics, computer science, actuarial science, and mathematics. You see, is life fair to me? I'm a straight A, I'm if any of you all graduated from any university, I'm in the dean list. Dean list means you are the top students. Every year, as long as you are straight A's, you are in the dean list. So only my year, they changed the policy where first year, second year, you study general. Third year only you major. So when I was the top student, I'm so confident I can choose my majoring, right? And I want to do actuarial science. You know, the dean of actuarial science told me, this is a new faculty. First batch, they only take 10 students. 2 Chinese, 1 Indian, 7 Malay. Now, that is life never fair, right? So, what happened? I was forced to study mathematics. Now, let me tell you the blessing disguise of studying mathematics. Even though during the 4 years, or during my last 2 final years, third year and fourth year, we major in mathematics. You know, when you study mathematics in university, is studying what? No, why 1 plus 1 equal to 2? Those kind of things. The principle of 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So you got a lot of assumption. You see, like for example, a straight line, you think a straight line, parallel line will never meet? You know parallel line? You think parallel line will meet or not? It will meet if it's beyond our universe. Why? Once out of Earth, because gravity, once you're out of Earth, straight line not necessarily like this. You understand? Not? So, you see, in mathematics, we have to study this kind of things. We have to imagine we can see the universe. Now, the power of able to imagine and see things become my strength now. In business, any problems, I can actually see the problem. I can even dissect the problem, make the problem smaller problem, so that we can tackle smaller problem one at a time. How to eat an elephant? How do you eat 1 elephant? Can you eat 1 elephant? No? Why not? 1 bite at a time. You can finish the elephant. Maybe it takes you 10 years, 2 years, 3 years. So the question is, can you eat an elephant? The answer is yes. But you cannot swallow the whole elephant at one go. So you have to eat 1 bite at a time. So problems are the same. You have to solve those problems. The bigger problem, you break down into smaller problem. Then you can solve those problems, right? Okay. So far, anybody want to know my journey before I start to share about my business? All right? Now, after graduating, I'm also a British Petroleum Scholarship holder. When I graduated, the first job I want is always in sales. Why I want to be in sales? Anybody can tell me why I want to be in sales? Coming from a poor family is very obvious, right? I want to earn money. And I know sales is the only job that I can earn unlimited. Because if you work harder, you got sales, you got a lot of commission, right? So you see the skill that I actually learned during my younger days, I can practice it into real life. Let me share with you how I get myself released from my bond from British Petroleum. Last time, if you get a scholarship from oil company, it's something that you can very proud of one. Definitely you will appear in all newspaper one, because these are the, so to speak, smart students, right? So British Petroleum wants me to work as a logistic executive in Penang. You know, managing the LMPG, LPNG, the cylinder gas. So I told them, look, even though I'm born 2 years with you, you can have my physical body, but not my heart. And I actually talked to the human resource director, Dr. Johari, and I used my soft skill, right? Talk to him nicely, use reverse psychology and so forth, and be persistent. After second time only, he actually released my bond. Otherwise, I have to pay back. Now, in my journey, I also urge you all to look for, because I see a lot of young people here, look for mentor. You must find a mentor. I'm very blessed to get my mentor when I was in first year in university. Who was my mentor? I'm proud to tell you guys that my mentor is Dr. Lai Ying Chai. He was one of the COO of Kanyin Group. And he's the one who actually mentored me a lot. You see? Imagine I was forced to study mathematics. The moment I was forced to study mathematics, I was my mind is so basically blank. Because I was so eager to pick up some skill that I can use and make a lot of money. So mathematics is what? Am I become a teacher? And you know that time a teacher don't make a lot of money. I even talked to the dean. I said, look, I'm a top student, why you force me to study mathematics? Like I say, things happen for a reason. If I'm not being forced to study mathematics, I might not be what I am today. Why? Because I got my mentor. Actually, my mentor told me, what is university education? How many of you go through colleges, university? Right? Actually, what we learn in university. Have you ever heard that, oh, I study engineering, whatever theory I apply? All my engineers say, now apply what? Everything software only. You only need to input what you want only. Same things go to programming. Now programming is so easy. Now programming is what? No, you can tell the programmer what you want. The end result, you want this kind of table. Then the coding will come automatically, right? Actually, our university education, tertiary education, to teach us how to solve problems. Solving problem skill is actually learned in universities. Now, any chartered accountant here, any professional, with due respect, unless you study, you see, chartered accountant got two types. One, you study on your own. You pass the exam, whether CIMA, ACCA, as long as you pass, you are a chartered accountant. The difference between a chartered accountant who graduates from a college, like TAR College or whatever, and self-study is big different. Let me tell you, being an entrepreneur, these are the people cannot solve big problems. These are the people, technically, they are very strong. They can prepare the accounting, whatever. Technically, they are very strong, but ask them to solve problems is not as easy. Of course, there's always exception to the rules. I'm talking about the 80%. There are people who study themselves, they're also a good problem solver, because these are the exception to the rule. There's always 10%. These people is a special breed of people. There are also another 10%. You teach them what also they don't know, they don't learn one. I'm talking about the 80%, right? So, you see, in university, every time the lecturer gives us assignment. Assignment is what? Assignment is literally your problem. So what do you do? When the lecturer gives you an assignment, first you try to understand the problem, right? Understand the assignment. Then you form group study, right? Then you have a group discussion. Then you dedicate assignment. Hey, you go to library, look for this. You look for the past year question or whatever, right? Then after that, after dinner, come back with your finding, right? Then you start to come up with your own conclusion. That's what we are doing, right, in our real life. Now, last time I don't want to use the word hate. I dislike lecturer. First day of the class, first day, come in only, write one assignment and ask us to pass out, and he just walk away. You angry? I said, wow, bugger like that, I become lecturer, very senang, come here, write the one and just go off and being paid. Now, come to think about it, these are the lecturer or professor that actually teach us a lot. You know what that professor taught us or taught me? Who can guess? Who just walk in and give you one assignment and just walk away? Can you relate in your real life, not in your working life? I told you, right? Assignment is problem, right? In your real life, before the problem come, did the problem text you, hey, 9 o'clock, you're going to face this problem. No, right? You walk in and suddenly you receive a call, hey, problem, right? So, what should you do in real life? That's why this kind of professor, I would say, these are the professors that shape us, our thinking, shape whatever skill that we have. So we start to analyze. That's why when we see problems, to us in universities, every day also got assignment one. One professor, I don't know about all those modern universities now. The students are very relaxed only. 1 week they attend only like 7 classes. Like ours, every day, easily 4 hours of lecturing one, every day, right? So imagine, got so much assignment. No? That's why people like to hire graduate. Because company want graduate to solve problem. So that's what we learn from universities, all right? Now, after graduating, graduated from UKM, I get myself released from my British Petroleum bond. Then I actually joined MCSD, right? It's a IT company in sales. You know, the hunger of making the first dollar is so strong in me. The first week, we have no choice. We have to go through the training, product training, and so on and so on. The moment my boss said, okay, now you all go out and start selling, I told myself, no matter what, I must sell something. You see, in sales, your first sales is very important one. I walk the street, door to door, selling computer, selling printer, all this, IT. Until almost dark, I think, shit, I cannot, I must get one sales. The last stop, I still remember I sold a small printer, 500 ringgit. Now, the moment that guy showed that he might want to change his printer, I was so eager to explain the feature, the important, only for 500 ringgit. That sales actually give me all the confidence, all the motivation, work hard. If you tell me in sales you don't need to work hard, I don't accept it. People say you must work smart, but no need to work hard. Now people say you must work smart and work hard. I want to share with you my principle is I must work smart and I must work very, very, very hard. In order to be successful, if my competitor work 10 hours, I make sure I work extra 1 hour. That's principle. You must have certain principle in life. Otherwise, you are not focused building your career, building your businesses, and so on and so forth. So over the years, these are the principle is guiding me. That's why whatever we do, please don't make people life misery. Don't cheat people. As long as you do good thing will come to you, right? So after, of course, my job in sales, I make good money. Imagine during that time, my income can be 5,000 over ringgit. I'm 55 years old, so that means I started to go into employment job market at the age of 24. So 31 years ago. 5,000 ringgit, a lot. I still remember my basic is only 1,500. So my commission is easily 3,000 to 5,000 during that time. Right? Now, why I want to share with you all this is, nothing wrong whether you want to do sales or you don't want to do sales. It's all within you what you want. Right? Of course, over the years, I make good money, and I start to forget about principle in life. One principle in life that I learned is whatever you want to do, you must know the rule of the game. Right? So I went to the stock market. To me, very simple mathematics. Being a mathematician, people say, buy low, sell high, make money. But you buy low, sell high, seldom happen in life. So if whatever you need to do, you must know the rules of the game. Because I don't know the rules of the game, if you don't know the rule of the game that you want to do, you become a gambler. You're actually gambling. Try your luck. But if you know the rule of the game, you see, I'm sure there are people who make good money in the stock market. You must study, learn the rules. So because I didn't learn the rules, I ended up owing the bank few 100,000, play margin. That time I thought, wow, buy low, sell high, make this kind of money, bank give me 200,000-300,000, why not? Right? So because of that, 1997 financial crisis. I still remember So I calculate at that time I was a senior manager in Time Telecom. Basic about 6,000-7,000. No matter how I calculate, I can never repay my 200,000-300,000. And somehow I got house mortgage to pay, my car, and so forth. So I told myself, that's where I make my second decision. My second decision is, I don't want to be employee anymore. I want to do my own business. That's where I started my phone card distribution business. Last time, all those international call cards. When you call Indonesia, I still remember, it was like 19 ringgit per minute here calling to Indonesia. If you buy those cards, you only pay 11 ringgit. So people actually save a lot. So I start distributing those phone cards. Now, if you ask me why I choose phone card business to start off, being a Chinese, people always say that cash business is always a good business. Income business is always, you will never go wrong one. So prepaid cards are all in cash. So I actually convinced my boss to give me the distributorship. And that's how I start my journey as an entrepreneur. And when I start this business, I literally take the phone card and walk the street one by one and sell those cards. If you want to do your own business, if you say that, oh, I got this business, I will employ a sales manager to sell for you, your business will never successful one. You know why? If that guy can sell for you, he will take over your business. If you want to start a business, first thing you must ask yourself, are you the salesman? If you think you are not a salesman, you better think twice to start a business. The reason is very simple, right? Nobody will build your empire for you. You have to build yourself. And building any businesses, what is business? You must have sales. Any businesses start with sales. If no sales, you call yourself an entrepreneur. You must earn money to pay your staff costs, your rental, and so on and so forth. So, if you ever want to think to be an entrepreneur, make sure you yourself is the top salesman. All right? That's rule number one, being an entrepreneur. Of course, in a very short period of time, you see, the moment you are in the right business, being a pioneer business, once you are in the pioneer business, you will make money quite fast. So within less than 6-7 months, I will pay back the 200,000-300,000 margin, right? Now, I was lucky in the sense that why I go into all this phone card business. After 1 year, then our mobile phone, prepaid mobile phone. Celcom is the first to launch prepaid mobile phone. And I was blessed that my first year selling time contact card, those uniphone card and all this, I built my network of dealers. Because I have my network of dealers, the moment Celcom launched the prepaid card, the manager just asked me one question: why should I appoint you as a distributor? Oh, I got 1,000 dealers selling all these prepaid cards, selling all this uniform. Straight away being appointed. If you remember, last time my mobile phone got 7 operators. You still remember? The first one, Celcom. Then after that, things like Mobilcom, Imatel, Adam, all this. Then DG, then Maxis is the last one. I got all distributorship except Maxis. When Maxis asked me, Chan, can you drop all other distributorship? Because if you want Maxis, we only ask for exclusivity. That means you cannot sell others. So it's very obvious. I already built up the business. Right? Now, life was never fair. What happened was, in 2006, being the top distributor consecutively, every year, suddenly my distributorship terminated.
For how many years?
Huh?
Being top distributorship for how many years?
Every year, right from the start. You see, whatever business I do, when I attend any function, I always admire and envy those people who take award. And I always tell myself, I will definitely be on top of the stage to get my award. So these are the fire in you, you must have. If you don't have this kind of fire, entrepreneurship, every day, you know what is my job every day now? Being in iPay. Guess what? People say my job is like, they call it catwalk. Catwalk means I go to office, catwalk. They thought my job is catwalk. Actually, my job is solving problems. My job is every day solving problems. That's the reason why people like us, we need distress evening. Actually, just an excuse to drink now. Okay? Our entrepreneurship journey, a lot of people see, wow, this guy, very easy lah. Now iPay, you all heard of iPay, right? I believe so. A lot of people say that, wow, 好似好容易做咁樣。Do you know that iPay the first 7 years don't make money? Imagine I just hire 10 programmer a month for 7 years. It's already millions. So every entrepreneur, their success, what you see is their success. And a lot of people always want to hear, hey, Mr. Chan, how you build iPay? To me, don't ask those people who are successful how they build their business. You know what you should ask them? Let me share with you. Can you replicate iPay? Sometimes certain business is fated for you. I don't know whether you believe in fate. To me, I always believe in karma. Like for example, why I was blessed to go into prepaid card is because I think I've been doing a lot of good things. That's why I'm the pioneer in prepaid. The time prepaid make good money. You know, one SIM card, nice number. You know how much can we sell? 10,000. So we make good money from all this. I think it's a blessing. If you want more blessing or good luck, you do more good things. Then more good luck will come to you. Trust me. You just do good thing. They are pong and the whole. They 做乜嘢都好. As long you don't hurt people, it's very good already. Right? Of course, if you want to help, even better. Right? If you want to know how I start iPay, a lot of interview people will say, people will tell me hey, Mr. Chan, you are very visionary. You can see things 20 years ahead. The answer is no, I'm not visionary. It's just that I make certain decisions at the right time. In year 2000, I just talked to, what's your name again? Pang. I make one good decision is in year 2000, I told my partner, we must go into internet business. And my partner looked at me, what business? I look back, I also don't know. But you see, how things happen is the moment you make the decision, the solution will come to you. Don't worry. As long you are focusing in the decision that you have made. So obviously, that time we are in phone card distribution. Mobile phone is a luxury, so we started mobileedit.com. Very obvious, mobileedit.com sure got store one. Got store must have payment. You see not? So that's how we started our payment. Right? Now back to the story. I want you all to know is, when you see successful people, don't ask them how they build their business. You must ask what? Because businesses is very unique. iPay is very unique to me and my partner. Not necessarily you can build iPay. Even you copy me 100% so you might not make it on. But you can ask every entrepreneur. Our problems are the same. Tell me, money problem. Tell me which businessman or which entrepreneur don't have money problem. Right? Staff problem. Right? Government problem, regulatory problem. These are the problems. What you really need to learn from successful people is how they solve problems. It's not how they build that business. So I hope you all take this pointer. So whenever you see successful people, ask them, Mr. Chan, how you raise money? Mr. Chan, when the bank chase after you, how you run faster than Carl Lewis? All these things. So the more you pick up the problem solving skill, that's where you become successful in your business, right? So I made my third decision is not to do something that I cannot control. That's where I dedicate my time building up iPay, right? And of course now iPay, we are very proud to say that it's the leading payment company in Southeast Asia. In Malaysia alone, a month we are transacting more than 3 billion ringgit transaction a month, right? And this being built out over 10 年. And we have offices in Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, and Cambodia. Now, unless you all ask me, otherwise I will tell you what I wish to tell you. Never think that doing business in other country is very easy. You know why? You think, oh, Indonesia got 250 million population. I sell in Indonesia. Or China, 1.4 billion. You sell in China. What you see those successes is maybe 1% of those companies who make it. How about the 99% that fail? Right? So in overseas, it's very simple. Number one, if you are a foreigner, the government definitely is unwritten policy or rules. Government always try to help the local, then only the foreign companies. That's very logical. So you cannot blame the government. Then next thing is, you see, we Malaysian, when we see another Malaysian overseas, we got very excited, right? Same thing, the consumer, so, oh, this is a Malaysian company. Unless don't have Malaysian company able to produce such services or product, then you buy from foreigners. So that's the reason why the cultural difference, the patriotism of the consumer, the government always fight the local. So doing business in overseas is not as easy as you think. There are people also lost a lot of money. Of course, there are also people who are very successful. You see, after so many years, iPay, we established overseas by now should be more than 10 years. Only Philippines, we start to make profit. Only Philippines. Indonesia still bleeding, right? Thailand, we just started like 3 years ago, still new. Cambodia, small market, right? Of course, our business is we are building ecosystem. So when you build your ecosystem, the curve, the business curve is always an S curve. You heard of the word, people said hockey stick. So the hockey stick period, that's where I call it, personally, I call it gestation period. If you build ecosystem, your gestation period is, you don't expect 1 year, 2 years. You are building highway, do you expect you complete the highway in 6 months, 12 months? Maybe 5 years, 10 years, right? So same thing in businesses also. If you build some ecosystem, you must give time, right? Now even Maggi mee also need 3 minutes to cook, right? You can, even though it's instant noodle, right? It also takes 3 minutes. Okay, that's how I built iPay.